welcome, everyone, to another episode of Like Father, Like Son. I am your host, Mr. Unknown. My guy, Kojo, the character, is off for the evening. So it's me and you and me, whoever want to come and hang out with us, like father, like son, on this beautiful day. What's today? The 27th? I think it's the 27th. Is it 27th? Yeah, it's the 27th. I had a bill due yesterday. I know my days. Of January. I don't know if you all know, but we're on Instagram Live, and that is Mr. underscore McAllister 11. And we are on YouTube Live at CL McAllister, and we're at Facebook Live, and that is on CL McAllister also. And I'm not sure if you guys know, but we've started a new little pilot. It's called the Shaka and Smarty Show. And it's my younger son, Shaka, he been wanting his shine in the spotlight. And so he has his spot there on YouTube. And if you can catch it right there at CL McAllister, Shaka and Smarty. So it's him and his homeboy Smarty. And they so far done a little good job, and they're having a good time learning some basic 5-year-old kindergarten type academic stuff. So you get a chance, check that out. And that's CL McAllister, and that's on YouTube. And that's always up. And he's telling me I'm supposed to identify who Smarty, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it because that's just what it is. So I hope everyone's doing well. I got a chance to take my boys out just before it started raining today. And it actually started raining on us as we were out on our daily journey, I should say. And it was quite extravagant, even though it was, we're in these COVID times. So it was nice and quiet. It was calm. We were able to kind of see different attributes of a university and kind of sell to their mind how this is a higher institution of learning. What's a reason why you want to go there? Hey, this is a place that's fairly close to where you live, where you're from. This is after elementary, middle school, high school. And we broke down how there's, the science class, the music class, the biology classes, and et cetera, et cetera. Took them down to the playing field to see the football stadium and the softball and the baseball stadium. And so they were all, intrigued by just being there in general. It got a little cold, but we came prepared with gloves and beanies and hats and big jackets. And, it was just a good time out of showing these boys that this is the next step you will be taking to kind of set that mind in the right direction, right? And that's what that is. And so that was a nice little outing today. I want to take more college tours during this time, So with all that being said, today's subject: should Kobe Bryant become the new logo? Now, I don't know if you all know, but the famous Jerry West is the logo right now. He's been the logo for quite some time. I want to say since the late 60s, like 69, right? And that's kind of like when it was designed, right? And so he has been the logo ever since. Now, I know many people thought, hey, you got the great Michael Jordan, all the accomplishments he's done and has, what he's done for the game, how he made it so worldwide, global probably is a better word. And that didn't happen. And come to find out that Jerry West himself is not really all that intrigued with being the logo. And, to each his own. But you think about how Kobe Bryant passed away 1 year ago yesterday, and what he meant to the game. He was the modern day version of Michael Jordan. And, I was discussing with my wife last night on how, not everyone liked Michael Jordan. Not everyone liked Kobe Bryant. But his accomplishments, his grit, his grind, his determination to win, he earned a lot of people's respect. And so in return, when the young man retired and showed that he was this phenomenal dad, I am quite sure that he won over a lot of people's hearts. And how they've changed, what was it, the All-Star games, the title for the MVP became, the magic, the Kobe Bryant MVP, right? That's cool. Nothing wrong with that, Now, one reason that one would say, well, why are we even talking about possibly him being the logo? Well, we know that he's had phenomenal accomplishments, right? But again, he passed away. So since he was such an iconic figure in the sport, one would think, okay, well, maybe that's something that you can show to honor him outside of all the other things that have done to honor him. But then a lot of the iconic figures, most of them have been here and still here and prolonged their life throughout their precious life. But we lost him early with his daughter and a half a dozen or so more people, I think somewhere between 6 and 8 people. And so you think about it, it's like, So, in 2020, they did the count, right? And we're in 2021. So just last year, there's 81.1% of all the players in the NBA are all African-American Black human beings. 17% of them are Caucasian white, 15% are mixed race, and most of those individuals are half Black, half white. So now you can push that up to about 80, 85, probably about 85, 80, like to even go half, right? Because we already know once you kind of like got a percentage of Black and it, you're pretty much Black, right? I mean, at least that's how the world kind of says it. At least that's what they told Barack Obama when he was on, what was that show back in the day? Walters, the morning show, The View. Was it The View? Right? And so, anyway, with such a large percentage, and it only makes sense. And, I was just looking on the news today how they're looking to change the name of George Washington. What? It was George Washington. They're looking to change the name of George Washington High School. They're looking to change Abraham Lincoln name high schools. They're looking to change Thomas Edison Elementary School name. They're looking to change John Muir Elementary School's name. All because of what they did and how we've come to this point where acknowledgement of what someone did or didn't do is now starting to come out, and it's coming out in large action. Now, Jerry West has done nothing wrong, right? But if we're going to continue to honor someone, and that's definitely something that all of the networks, all of the NBA look to do, the media wants to do, I think this would be tremendous in honoring this young man, that being Kobe Bean Bryant, right? And so before I go into any depth of why or should he be or whatever, I was looking at, because, my son's name is Kobe, and His name is a Ghanaian name, and it means born on Tuesday. Kobe, meaning born on Tuesday. Kobbi. Now, but we did change the spelling. That is right. Kobe Bryant's name is Kobe, right? And so it is it's like a Japanese name, but then its origin is an African Swahili name, but it's used in English and in Japanese. And it literally derives from the word, which means tortoise, right? And so, as life goes, you start learning different things. And I'm always intrigued by people's names and things like that. And when my wife wanted to name our children, she wanted to make sure that their names had some meaning to it, with some African culture and background to it. And so, you start thinking and you hear these names and you wonder, what do these names mean? Where did they come from? And so, that's kind of how we named our son Kobe. And of course, everybody's like, oh, did you name him after Kobe Bryant? Right? And so not necessarily, but what the man has done, what he did, his accomplishments, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. And I can remember earlier in Kobe's life, he's only 5 years old, but he used to, when people used to say, oh, hey, Kobe Bryant, he used to get upset. And now that he acknowledges the fact that, he was a phenomenal basketball player, he's passed away, he's very knowledgeable of those things. And now, for whatever reason, he's totally comfortable with you calling him Kobe Bryant. Now, Kobe Bryant, some of his accolades, right? 5 NBA championships, played 20 years, same team, 15 all-star appearances, 4 all-star game MVPs, 2 final MVPs, 5 and a single regular season MVP. Let's see. And of course, we know that he played with some of the greatest basketball players ever: Shaquille O'Neal, Paul Gasol, Robert Horry, Metta World Peace. I mean, he's played with some phenomenal basketball players. And I just know that if you're in the mind frame, and if, I don't even know, I know that it's been spoken of that people are looking to possibly change the logo. And you think about the remarkable accomplishments Kobe was able to achieve in his 20 years of playing, and played on the same team, played with the prestigious Los Angeles Lakers. I think he blew out his Achilles. He came back after it. He lost Shaquille O'Neal, who left to the Miami Heat. The team picks up Paul Gasol. They darn near don't miss a beat. A few years later, they're right back in the championship, get 2 more, all because of his great accomplishments. And because he's passed away, it's been this kind of uproar of his major stance, his kind of stamp and staple on the game and what he did for it. So I look at it as, well, it's almost like not even a question whether he should be the logo if they change the logo, which they should look to change, and for a solid reason. It's over 81% African Americans, Black people that are in the NBA. So to have some type of more significant representation, it would be like almost having whoever the next commissioner is be Black. It's always something that's kind of holding things up. And it's always, hey, how about we have this kind of white person that represents? And look, if you're a white person and you're good and everything's fine, fine. But here's the thing. That's not how this world has worked. It hasn't worked like that. It's always worked where the white person is there to show that, hey, this is our representation. Period. That's just, come on. Let's just be honest. If you disagree, please feel free to pop on there and give me your thoughts and your feelings, and it's all good. And so I think that I believe my opinion is when it comes to that day, why not make that change of Kobe Bryant being the actual logo, right? I mean, and it also says to the NBA world, it says to the community, it says to his family. That's like, right? But then like I said before, they did change the All-Star award to the Kobe Bryant All-Star, but that was kind of like right after he had passed on the 26th of January. February, here came the NBA All-Star game, and then it only made sense. But I'm talking about on a bigger scale, right? The actual logo of the NBA, Kobe being Bryant. A lot of people love Kobe Bryant. A lot of people didn't. And then they learned how to respect the man that he is and that he became. Because we all in life, when we're doing something, working at something, trying to accomplish something, we all want to do it at its highest peak, try as hard as we can. And you know how people say, you know, he had the instinct of a, you know, the killing instinct. I don't like that term. I don't like that term at all. Right? How about he was just determined to win? How about he would stop at nothing to win in the most respectful way of athleticism? How about that? What's wrong with saying that in comparison to saying he had the killer mentality? Yeah, we know a mamba is a snake that if you attack it, it's gonna, you know, get at you. But do they just go around killing people? Right? I mean, even dogs. I mean, most dogs, they just, when they attack you, it's because they were afraid or you were bothering them, or, you know. So when they use the whole killing, I don't like that. I don't like the whole killer mentality and stuff like that, right? That wording is weird for me, right? I have children, and so whenever, you know, we're watching something and you have to hear, you know, some sportscaster said, "Oh, he killed him tonight." No, he didn't kill him. He played phenomenal. He played as if he worked out for an entire year. That's what he did. He worked out. I mean, he won, or he played so hard and he hit that shot like he took 10,000 shots to get that shot in, you know? So, but again, Kobe Bryant and the way that he played and how he pushed his teammates, very, very similar to who? To Michael Jordan. And I don't know if you all heard, but, you know, he was the 18-year-old guy who gets on the court with Michael Jordan, and instead of being afraid of Michael Jordan, he goes and he's asking Michael Jordan a bunch of questions in the middle of the game. Right? That's confidence out of this world. And we only wish and dream to have that type of attitude. And if you do, then you're on the right path, right? I'm trying to find, let me see. I'm trying to find where, let's see, hold on a second. Hold on. Because I've seen here where Jerry West didn't even really want to be the logo anymore. How about that? How about that? Let's see. Hold on one second. Because the fact of the matter is, hey, if you don't really want to be the logo, well, then there's no reason for you to, let's see. So here it goes right here. It says, That's what I was looking for as I was speaking to you all. I was just trying to keep myself from having too many long pauses. But nearly 3 years ago, and this is from the U.S. Today, West, that being Jerry West, told ESPN's Rachel Nichols on The Jump that he no longer wants to be the NBA logo. Quoted, I do not like to do anything to call attention to myself. And when people say that, it's just not who I am, period, West said. If they would want to change it, I wish they would. If they would want to change it, I wish they would. That's a hell of a way to say that. But he's okay with changing it. And that was 2 days after Kobe passed last year, January 28th, 2020. So this discussion has kind of been up. And this discussion kind of came from Asante, that being Kojo, the character. But then he kind of, he dipped off on me today, went to play with his brother and everything. And that's all good. But it was good because he kind of left me with a subject to talk about. And, I think that's very respectful of Jerry West to basically hand over that. Because I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people that would not want to hand over if they were the logo and then all of a sudden change and say, oh, it's cool, you can be the logo. It's a lot of ego in that right there, So overall, yes, I do think it should be changed. I think it should be changed because of who Kobe Bryant is, his accomplishments, the work he's done, the work he did, the way he respected the game. Part of it also is how he never changed teams. It's not a lot of players that don't change teams. I think they said, for some of these superstars, who was it? I think it was like of our recent or most relevant players. I think it was like who? Dame Lillard, Curry. Who is it? Not many. Klay Thompson, superstars who are staying on the same team throughout their careers. So that in itself, along with his 5 NBA championships, his 15 All-Stars appearances, his 1 regular season MVP, young man died early age. You want to keep his legacy going. Most likely they're going to put up a sculpture in front of the Lakers stadium or forum. Probably definitely alongside Shaquille O'Neal. Should Kobe Bryant be the new logo of the NBA? I think overall, that's not going to change anyone's position on whether they're going to or going to not watch the NBA. They're going to continue watching it. You're going to continue to enjoy the game, So, but I think that change, I think it'd be solid. What do you all think? I think Kobe Bryant becoming the new logo. I would be interested to see what move is he doing. I'd be interested to see what move he's doing to become the logo. I think that discussion should rise. So with all that being said, but again, it won't change nothing. Just a discussion, just a thought. And it's always obviously relevant because the young man passed away a year ago yesterday with his lovely daughter and I believe 8 more individuals that died in the tragic helicopter crash near Los Angeles. But, and I don't know, when you're kind of forced to think about things, and that's pretty much what happens between the NBA and sports and the news. And, you're kind of forced to think about it if that's what you like and that's what you watch. You do miss seeing Kobe Bryant on the sidelines. You do miss seeing him walk up with his daughter. You do miss seeing fans in general. But when you see someone as iconic, because even if you didn't like him, you think about how he beat your team, right? I think Kobe Bryant scored 40 points against every single team in the league. He scored at least 40 points against every single team in the league. And I believe it's 32 teams in the league. And he scored 40 on every one. And the man went out end of his career scoring 60 points. I know that doesn't really mean much, but the fact that he was able to do it, yeah, he shot probably 50 times that night, but he still got it. And he still did it because he could have missed them. He could have missed them. And it's not like he went off to the hole and shot layups and dunked them. He was shooting jump shots and threes. But I guess someone could argue to say, hey, if you give me 50, 60 shots, I can get that many points too. I don't know, Let's see how many. But let's see. There's 30 teams in the NBA. So 29 teams that he scored 30 or 40 on. You know how hard that is? To score 40 on every team at some point in your career? And one of his high marks against Toronto, scoring 81? 81 points? Isn't that like literally the highest other than the myth of Wilt Chamberlain? Come on now. If you really start vouching and breaking things down for what that young man did, and I remember my guy Max Kellerman, not my guy, but saying that he wasn't all of that, and it was a big uproar, and made for good TV. But hey, leave a post. Let me know. You probably don't give a darn at all, but it's all good. I'm here. I love to talk, obviously. Me and my guy, Kojo the character. And we'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. You can catch us right here on Instagram. Mr_McAllister11. You can catch us live on Facebook at CL McAllister. And you also can catch us live at CL McAllister on YouTube. Tell a friend. Tell one friend. Do that for me. Tell one friend. Send it to them. If you know somebody that got some youngsters, first grade, kindergarten, send them to CL McAllister. We got a new pilot show. It's called Shaka and Smarty. And they are teaching and learning kindergarten type stuff. And so that's kind of our newest little pilot that we're rolling with. We've already done 2 little shows. So go on over there and go check them out. Thank y'all. Have a great evening. Eat good. Peace. Oh, check that. Hold on. Let me not cancel that yet. Hold on. In the words of the great and superior and phenomenal and remarkable Kojo the character.
Life is great, no matter what.
Peace out, y'all.